Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P-Fog. Thinking right out here in the lab, and I'm filling the book. We rolling now. We about to get some more illumination of the mind with the truth of Maat, because Maat is that which is true, ceaseless, unchanging, real, and real don't change. I'm the same guy. It don't change. Real stays the same. Let's go. That's the truth. Let's rock. Rightisms. 25 rules to live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. There's always a message in my stories for life. I give you life lessons. You tuning in to receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinkers way of life through mental and spiritual discipline, practice daily, will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get it together. So I asked the question, do you know you? Well, when I get through, that's what I do. It's rhetorical. But if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. Don't be them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows and knows not that they know is a person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know spiritually sleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow him. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself and to my God, be true. We rolling. Now we're gonna go into the idea P-Funk philosophy of Maat is that which is true, ceaseless, unchanging. True means real. Real means it don't change. All right. I ended up reading the ancient proverb where it says, "The body to earth, the soul belongs to heaven." Ain't no physical body going nowhere but in the ground. The spirit goes that way if it's enlightened, that way if not. Let's go. So as I stated earlier, again, Maat is that which is true. Ra came out of the noon, which is chaos and potential. One thing he needed was order. That's what Maat represents. Okay, that's how important she is. And she is that which is true, and that which is true is ceaseless and regular. Clockwork. Yeah, like the sun. You depend on it. I got a nice little lesson for Rob about the sun too. But that means from beginning to end, it is what it is. It's going to be what that it is all the time. So therefore, all developments in between, from the beginning to the end, which seems to arise and fall, to be born again and to have life and to die. That's the cycle of life, we call it. But that cycle can be broken when you get what? Self-knowledge, self-mastery, and get knowledge of self, so that when the physical body runs out, the spirit goes home. The spirit can't go home without self-knowledge. That's the whole point and importance of getting that knowledge. Why? That's what's going to help you at Judgment Day. All the other stuff, pass away. Self-knowledge is what you need. That's why I give you that. I'm a doctor who knows the cures. I don't care if you know if you're ill or not. I got the cure for whatever ails you. Self-knowledge. Okay? So to have life and then die, that's just a cycle. Get out the cycle. Get off the hamster trail, so to speak. Get out the matrix, whatever you want to call it. But are in reality all illusions of the mind. This right here. When you gain and study and learn, you obtain what we call keen insight and what? And wisdom from what? Experiences from doing things. Of the four states of consciousness. The waking state, the dream state, and then you got the dreamless sleep state. That's the deep state. That's where you go at death. That's why you don't remember nothing. But you know it was so good. yeah, yeah, okay. But that's the concept I tell you all the time. We practice to die, and they giving you a little glimpse of it. All right. So now, and when you understand these four consciousness, and you understand the teachings of Maat philosophy, it will provide you with an effective means to what? To transfer the miseries of your human existence of egoistic concepts. Woe is me. It's all about me. Me against the world. That attitude is defeatist, okay? And to what? It would lead you from that nonsense, right thinking aspect, to what we know to be your innermost shrine, where what? Where the abode of who? Absolute, aka God, where truth, which is symbolized by you, the aspirants movement, which is getting closer and closer to what we call the Holy of Holies. You raising your conscious level. Holy of Holies in the upper room. Your conscious. Excuse me. And where Asar is located. When you pass, according to the Sarian myth, when you pass judgment of Maat, you go and sit on the throne with Asar. Your name become Asar P-Funk. You made it to the next level where eternity is yours and you are who you are for eternity. That's the idea of becoming conscious. So you, the right thinker aspirant, you move closer and closer by living, doing Maat philosophy to who? To Asar. As you pass, and if you pass the test of the various Asars aspects of Maat, aka the 42 negative confessions and the 42 god and goddesses who uphold each one of the 42 major precepts of Maat, you have understanding of everything that you say and do, and there's a God that represents that's inside you that will call you out if you're wrong. Okay? But this coupled with the identification of the name of you, the aspirant, with the name of Asar, it symbolized that you have attained your higher innermost cosmic state of being, which is identical with the supreme being, aka Asar. I had a book right here to show you when you get to your spirit, your body looks just like Asar. Y'all become one. That's the idea. But the belief in that your physical body, this is the egoistic belief, the physical body and your human personality as a being is real and abiding. That's wrong. No, this and everything in it and abiding. What's inside of it is, but the physical part, no. Why? With the belief of the human abide is eternal, that's real, that's wrong. But the what you got right here? The soul, which is inside the body, I tell you the spirit, which is our innermost reality of your essence and the sustainer of your astral and physical body, that's internal, is the true essence of your being. So the discipline that you learn from Maat is the way or the vehicle to get you to achieve this realization of consciousness within yourself. That's the purpose of my philosophy, to get you to know everything you need to know about yourself so that you can what? Be your best self. And then live your life. And when it's over, pass the scales of Maat and go on about your business. That was Maat's job. She did it well for thousands of years, the Egyptian. Nobody reached that level of civilization since. It must be clear, please understand this, that the practice, the daily practice of Maat, aka right thinking philosophy, of what we call righteous action, alone, without the wisdom of the self, will not lead you to supreme perfection. You're missing something. You're lacking something. What's that? The initiatic yogic wisdom, the experience, and the humility which develop with what? You ready? Offering selfless service. What I'm doing right now is giving a selfless service to those who need what I got, want what I have, can get it for nothing. Just tune in and take the lessons I give them. That's me giving you something without asking for nothing in return but the view. And in order for me to get for you to get the lesson, I got to get the view. Let's work together. One hand washes the other, both hands wash the face. Let's keep our face clean. moving. But the service, selfish service is doing something. But these are necessary for you to be able to promote and have a clear understanding of what you know to be the truth. In much the same way that dirt is cleansed with soap. You use soap to wash, lather it up with the water, and wash it away. You get self-knowledge. You do things that you need to be doing to wash away the stuff that you don't need to be doing. That egoistic attitude, that's the concept. So there are many people who follow these teachings, right there in philosophy, I got over 4,000, and practice righteousness and may even be sincere. The only way God will bless you is He knows your intent is sincere and is heartfelt. Those people who BS don't get blessed. Okay, they pray and talk all that good stuff, but they're not living right, so they're not getting what they think they should. Why? They ain't putting the work in. They ain't earning it. However, they do not achieve, again, any higher spiritual realization because their heart is not in it. That's the fakers. Now, nor are they able to be able to control what? The egoism, their mind. That's why they still heartfelt. Why? The mind's still in control. It's still the ego is running the shop. The heart and mind coherence. It don't say mind and heart coherence. Heart first, mind second. Watch this. And you do this with, at times, they may seem humble. An egotistic person will do and act any way they need to get what they think they want out of you. So they can be nice. So they'll be nice. Hell, the devil blesses you. He give you things that you want too. Did you know that? But they'll present themselves in any manner they need to get to do what you need. Get them to do what you need to do for them. So forthright sometimes and at peace and at other times. They go through phases. So, but they may have these, what they call flights of passion. Whatever come to mind, all of a sudden, oh, I love you. Okay? Anger. 1 minute they love you, next minute they hate you. Okay? And they may be tormented with this continual flow of what? These desires of mental and physical pleasures. They want to think, they want to feel. They think it, they want it. So that's the idea. If the mind just says, we want to do that, they're going to try to do that. Live up to what the mind said. If the mind got bad intentions, you're going to do bad action. That's the purpose of what? Right thinking, right thoughts, right actions. But the mental state of conflict persists. Why? Because they have not yet proceeded beyond the intellectual level of the teachings. They're not living them. They just listen to them and understand them, but they're not putting it to use. Their heart is not in it. All our reverend priests who go to the monastery school, they all pass the grade, get, but all of them don't become good preachers. Moving on, it's all based on what's here. But they have not been able to what? Achieve spiritual enlightenment or realization. Why? Because of the inner truth that they refuse to open up and surrender to, which lies beyond their egoistic conscious mind. The ego is indefiant. It thinks and it just wants what it wants. It can't be the driver. Good servant, bad leader. If you use your mind, the ego mind, and your physical body, your senses, that's what they're saying. Watch this. In order to determine what is real, it ain't going to happen. That's the problem right there. You think it's real. That's why at the end, they think when it's coming to an end, death coming, they think it's all over. In Egypt, we know that death is a form of life that gets you to the next phase. So fearing that, we don't have that fear. That was the last thing we worried about, dying. Again, ignorance. So, where we at? Okay. If you think this physical body is real, what is the cause of happiness? Wait a minute, let me back. If you use your mind, the sense of the body, in order to determine what is real and what is the cause of happiness and what is not exactly, etc., you are using an incomplete method. This in the physical body is not going to get you there. It's an incomplete method which will always what? Fall short. Why? You need this. Your soul longs for eternal truth of its true nature, aka it wants to know itself. want to become conscious of who it is. So the mind and your body can only perceive minuscule pieces of the truth. Why? It's vast. And if the heart ain't involved, the mind can only grasp little bits and pieces, what they're saying. But the mind is, again, limited, the ego mind. And remember, I'm trying to illuminate your mind. The ego mind is dark. The illuminated mind is enlightened. We talk about the ignorant mind right now. So the mind is limited, and therefore it cannot perceive the truth in its totality. They say God is incomprehensible, all that, yeah, but what they say to an ignorant person, to the egoistic mind, is unfathomable to them. So therefore, there is always some lingering, unfulfilled desires, missing absolute truth, and they can't make the transcendental peace which in themselves, which leads to what? Self-mastery over what? Your relative world. And it cannot be found by intellectually perfecting one's knowledge, meaning learning, reading of the wisdom teachings. Without practicing it, it won't manifest. So whenever your mind and whatever is used for, you will entertain imperfect perception when you're using your ego mind. That me, I, selfish, it ain't gonna open up and give into a higher self. So which makes it limited in its notions and its concepts of thinking and the ability of the senses. It will control the body and it will lead the body to perform bad things. The only way to perceive the truth is what? Not use your mind or the physical body to know the truth. It's all spiritual and mental. That's why it's got to be hard. You got to put this involved. This is just a learning process. And they did come up with that. Heart, mind, coherence. That's where God dwells. Spirit and consciousness. That's it. We make him human. We humanize him. We characterize him. But that's what God's essence is. What? Spirit that gives life. Awareness, consciousness that gives us the ability to recognize and know who we are. That's all. And that's what he gave us, and that's enough. Trust me. More than enough. It's just us as individuals. Don't use it the right way. That's why you got reincarnation for. Don't worry until you get it right. Don't worry about it. All right. But there must, in every individual life, there must be a deep transformation which reaches down into your innermost source, soul of what? Your heart. In your subconscious and your unconscious levels of mind. We got 3 levels. If the subconscious runs the show, but the unconscious mind holds on to memories and thoughts, that's the one you got to master also. Okay? Why? Otherwise, you will continue without mastering all 3 levels of your thinking concept, conscious mind, subconscious, and unconscious. You will continue to be caught in the realm of what we call conflict. That's the moral battle between what? Haru and Set, the spirit that's in you. The devil is in there too. Remember, the head with 2 bodies, the body with 2 heads. Set, get behind me. Devil, get behind me. You don't need to be leading me. It's okay to have a devil with you. He pursues a purpose. We deal with that later. Set ain't the bad guy, but if you put him in position of control, he will mess things up. He ain't the one you want to control. That's all. And it will not be able to attain self-mastery. Set will never master himself. He ain't trying to. He could care less. So that's why you can't let him be the master of you. Haru is what you want to be over your mind. And this is the predicament of a lot of ignorant people who lives on a lower mental state of consciousness. And I'm pointing back there. I'm pointing to the guy who, example, I'm learning this. I lived this, so I can point to him as an example. Okay, I'm always going to use him as an example for what? For what's bad and what's wrong. That's what he represented in my life. He was the bad guy. He made me a bad guy. Until I woke up and realized that ain't my thing. That's when we parted ways. We was like this when I was bad. When I got good, why? You wasn't being good. You stayed bad the whole time. I told my mom, he was bad to the bone. To the day he died, he was still bad. Okay, that's his decision, not mine. Moving on, it ain't my problem. Okay, and when you live on a lower level, state of consciousness, it is symbolizes in the what? Disintegration of your body of Asar. When he took up and set, tear Asar up and cut him up into 14 pieces, That's the ego trying to destroy the real God. Why? Don't want them to get back together. So he tear them apart. Okay, he drowned it the first time. He came back again. He got him again. He cut him up. But it's symbolic of how the ego works. That's trying to show you. And he tears up the body of us all. The mind is chopped into many pieces. Again, in reality, it is the disillusion of the ignorant mind that is ignorance of its ignorance. Because of its ignorance is what causes it to what? Believe in the triad effect. When the triad is transcended through what? Daily practice of yoga philosophy, right thinking, the mind, which is your heart mind, is clear of all impurities. When you're working from here, you're speaking Makaru. You have compassion, empathy for others. So you're not a bad person. Anything lower than that puts you in the selfish ego factor. Okay? The fourth chakra, which is the heart, that's the one you got to reach in order to be in the game of making the feather of Mayat, making your heart light at the feather of Mayat. You're working on what? Bettering yourself at that level. That's why. And it tells you your heart had to be clear of what? Impurities. The heart got to be pure. Okay? And the mind got to catch up and become pure with conscious and right thinking. And then you're worthy to behold that which is the only reality, the self, the true self, your higher self. Hence, that's the knowledge you need. There is one most important, I got a little more to go, but the one most important factor in what we call the practice of Maya philosophy, spiritual disciplines, which must be accomplished. You have to, what? Become victorious over your ego self. You have to conquer the ego. The ego won't get you there. The ego in charge will never reach the level. So you have to conquer the ego. And this factor is the effacement of your ego. Put him in check. Defeat him. In order for you to be able to approach God, you must be able to act and think as God and according to the precepts of Maat, aka right thinking philosophy, while losing your egoistic identification of yourself as an individual personality, me, I, and now affirming your innermost divine essence, which is the one with the supreme divine essence. When you become conscious, me and God, I am, woo! That's where you want to be. But these teachings that I give you daily, that I've learned over the years, are to be practiced right there. When daily, at all times, and under all conditions. I'm Mayat all the time. I'm God conscious. Why? I'm meditative mind state. I keep God first. I'm going to do things that's going to be what? Pleasing to God's sight. Like I'm eye on. But that's the eye of what inside you that you know he sees your heart. He sees your intentions. Wrap it up, son. I'm preaching now. All right. The practice of right thinking philosophy is the virtuous living that must include the effacement of one's ego. You can't be egoistic and right. Don't work. It is to what? Reach, in order for you to reach this height, the highest level of your potential, for you to be your best self, the ego got to be conquered. It won't let you get there. It's the one that's stopping you. That's the moral fight that's in you, okay? You cannot become Haru, your best self, perfectly free of what? Your desires, your vices, your ulterior motives. Why? Jealousy, greed, and so forth. If you are internally still harboring that egoistic mindset within yourself, and that's why you don't change. You're still the same at heart. That's why. That's why. I am an individual. If you don't drop that I am one with and make it one with God, you will stay egoistic, you will stay ignorant of your true self, and you will repeat the cycle of what? Life. The perfection of living a life of virtue and righteousness, aka right thinking philosophy, it means that you have put in the work to gain a keen and clear total understanding that you are not your body, the mind, senses, desires, or cravings, etc. No, you are beyond these things. These things are human. Those are humanistic concepts of the ego. But it is this idea which allows you to now raise above your pettiness of the ego, greed, and your egoistic desires of the flesh. Okay, he loved that. And it always allows you to restrain self-discipline, restrain yourself, and to be able to refrain from engaging in all negative and promiscuous activities, which you know will bring what? Only disappointment, consequences, frustration in the long run. Why do you engage in something that you know is not going to benefit you? That's right living. Knowing what decisions to make for the right reason and the right purpose. And it's all about you and benefiting. If it ain't going to benefit me, I'm not going to entertain doing it with you, for you, or about you. That's self-mastery. That's the lesson. Hope you enjoyed it right there, because I'm just having fun. I hope you get this lesson. These are life lessons that I get from the book. I give the other one when I got time. And right now, I'm giving you my stuff that I learned. Practice it. Put it to use. I got one right thing I just commented. I love the fact that he practicing it and he getting the results. That's why I do it. Appreciate you too. And in closing, right there, because may you all live to be 100. Me, 100 minus a day. So I'll never know the my right thinkers who understand illuminating one's mind with the truth of my yacht philosophy who passed away. Trust me, it works. I practice it daily.